Alright, what's going on today, guys? This is like the 7th time of recording this because I keep showing the reflection of my face in the camera lens. So, here's a camera that I use to film with. I've been getting some questions about what I use to film and the settings that go along with those. So I am using a GoPro Hero 9 Black Edition. I got this guy off of Amazon. If you do get it off of Amazon, you will need to get an SD card. It does not come with it. You will be able to turn the camera on, but obviously you can't film anything without the SD card. So you will have to pick one of those up. They're fairly inexpensive. So let's go ahead and power this guy on without doxing myself. Alrighty. So the first thing that you're going to see is obviously it's going to turn on. You're going to want to go down and click on whatever setting it automatically starts on. So you'll notice that we have a handful of different settings to use. Standard, activity, cinematic, and slow mode. The two that I jump between are standard and activity, so that's all I'm going to cover in this video. I'm not going to touch cinematic or slow mode in this. You guys can go watch videos, reviews, all that good stuff somewhere else. So let's go ahead and start with activity. Activity is the setting that I use the most. It's when, I got good cloud cover, I'm not fighting any white balance issues, and the light is very neutral. So first off, 4K 30 FPS. 30 FPS is clean. It's what all your movies on TV are filmed on. So yeah, you can use whatever you want though. I just like the look of it. All of these settings are based to the GoPro. You will not have to change any of these. The only thing that you're going to have to change is 4K to 30 FPS. All of these. You guys can go ahead and pause the video whenever you want to. If you want to copy these down. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so activity, good light, neutral light colors, all that good stuff. That's what I use the most. Now standard. It's super bright outside, sun's reflecting off of surfaces, and the white balance is super messed up. Now, this is the setting that I use for that issue. 4K 30 FPS, still the wide lens, and I'm not going to run you guys through like what each of these means. I'm not a camera guru. Balisong flipping, he's a buddy of mine. He went ahead and gave me these settings. He uses the same camera. So here's the settings. You guys can go ahead and pause those. I'm going to show you guys how to use this here in a second though. And then obviously those are the same. Now, when you first use standard, you will notice that, if you guys can tell, look how bright the screen is there. Go ahead and switch to this. It's a little bit darker on activity. So when you first open up and change the settings on standard to do that, you will notice that your white balance is really bad right off the bat. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the brightest spot in your filming area. That could be a surface that's reflecting the sun or the sun itself. And what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to tap and hold the screen. It'll bring up this little screen. It'll say spot meter. You're going to want to click that square one more time until it says locked exposure. Now, you're going to want to position that square on the screen onto, let's say the spotted light is the brightest area around me right now. I'm going to position that, and then I'm going to tap the little check mark. And it's going to, you can now see the little lock sign. I have now locked the exposure, which means that if I use the sun, I've locked it at that. When I bring the camera back down into my workspace, it's a lot nicer white balance. It's not as harsh. As you can see, I'll go ahead and turn it off. The screen brightened up a little bit. So that's how you're going to use those settings with the standard mode. If you don't, then your lighting is going to be sort of messed up. So just be aware of that. As far as settings go, that's about it. You guys can mess around with your preferences. I personally have this screen. It will come on. I'm not vlogging with this, so I'm never going to see that screen. I turned it off, saves battery. But yeah, that's about it. It does have, the little mounting things, so you can throw this onto a little head mount and throw it on your head and do some, two-hand flipping, that sort of good stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you have any questions at all about any of these settings, just go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I will happily help you with those. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.